Excuse me. Hey everyone, hi. Okay, I'm back, and today's video is a little bit different because I'm going to answer some of your questions that you have left comments during this 30-day series. And we're only, I think, 7 plants in, so this is exciting. So keep the questions coming. If I can't answer them, the reason why I don't answer them on to your comment is because the answer sometimes may be more detailed, or I think you actually need to see it. For example, Nuri B, hi girl, hey. I got my laptop here, so I mean my iPad here. So her comment is, I'm waiting to hear about how you water this plant. That would be helpful. Okay, and she wants to see that during the next 30-day plant introduction. My only concern is like, what I think she wants is to know how I water every plant. And the fact I'm trying to keep the videos under 15 minutes. So I will try to explain it. But for this one, I'll show you the plant that she's talking about is our friendship plant. And she wants to know how I water them. So this is how I water the friendship plant. And you see here, I am using tap water. I am using tap water, and I am actually drenching this plant to run the minerals out of it. And once I feel like the plant is completely saturated, and I know that when I see it coming out of the bottom of it, there you have it, okay? You have a nice watered plant. And then you can also back that up by using your water meter. And if you don't have one, you should go out and get one. These are about $10 or less. Just gonna stick it in there and select various spots that you wish to stick this in. And yeah, that will tell you whether or not you water it correctly. And with the friendship plant, you can actually allow it to dry out between waterings. So you won't need to water it again until the plant is dry. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Nuri B. Okay, so next question. This one is from Stephanie Howard. I know this sounds stupid, but I was wondering, can I boil my water to water my plants? I know I'm damaging my lily by using tap water. Okay, by the way, I love the color of your lipstick. Oh, girl, I thank you. I hope it was this one. Got a mirror here. I look cute. Anyway, no. And I'm saying no, don't boil your water, because there are certain chemicals in water that are designed for human consumption, and I don't think and I did a little research, just a little bit, but you can't boil out certain of those chemicals. You can boil out some of them, but you can't boil out them all. Like, for example, fluoride. You cannot boil fluoride out of water. You cannot leave fluoride to sit on your counter for 24 hours, and that is going to evaporate. Fluoride doesn't work that way. Fluoride stays in there so that you can use it while you are cooking anything. If it does boil out, you would have to have a higher boiling point for your water, water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think you would have to get it hotter than that to burn out chloride or fluoride. So no. So what you can do for your plants, since you know that your tap water is probably harsh water, is use spring water. Use spring water, and this is going to sound ridiculous, and you can use rainwater. And the reason why I say rainwater and spring water is those are the closest things. Rainwater is actually nature, so you can collect that and use it, and spring water is as close to nature as you can get because it has the less amount of minerals in it. So and it costs the same thing as a gallon of regular water. So go out and buy you some spring water and just designate that just for watering your plants. I don't know how many plants you have, but usually they sell them by the case in the bottles, or you can get gallon jugs, whatever you're comfortable with. And I would use spring water. Yeah, so it sounds like you have hard water, and that is probably what is doing your peace lily in. But also keep in mind about the peace lily is, remember, don't over water it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And thank you so much for asking. This is about anthuriums, and this isn't a question. This is just a statement to my husband brought me one. I was so afraid that we weren't doing good until I went to my father's funeral and came back, and he had almost killed both of them. I'm still nursing them back to health. Don't think it's going to make it, but I will keep trying. Now, sounds like your husband just overwatered it. That's not really a question. It sounds like your husband overwatered it. Oh, and she has one that has the purple bloom. Okay, just keep your husband away from it, Stephanie. Don't you just love our husbands, how they just want to be so helpful? Good luck. This one is from Crystal Renee. You're definitely right about it being a medium plant because I'm just now getting mine to grow new leaves, and I've had it for some time now, and now although my leaves don't stand upright, they slightly droop, but they seem healthy. When you say slightly droop, I would need to see a picture of your plant, and you didn't ask me a question, but I'm just going to comment. A droopy plant could mean that it's lacking some nutrition. So make sure that you are fertilizing it right now because it's in this growing season. So just make sure that you are fertilizing. One thing that you may be letting it dry out completely. Don't let your anthuriums completely dry out. They don't need to. They don't like to. You want to keep your anthurium in the if you're using a water meter, you want to keep that on the moist in the green area. If you guys can see that. But you want to keep it in the green area. That it doesn't like to dry out between waterings, and that could be contributing to the droopiness. I don't know how long you've had it, but if you've had it for 2 years, then it's definitely time for you to repot it. And you don't necessarily have to upcycle that into a new pot. You do need to, though, replace the soil that you have in it. And I would use, because no sense of you worrying about fertilizing it. So you just want to use one of those time release soils that will allow it to have it gets fertilized throughout the season. You know, like I think Miracle Grow makes one. So if you haven't done that, you want to give that a go because the droopy leaves do sound like they're a sign of something that the plant is missing. But congratulations because you have gotten the new leaves. And girl, I completely understand I know exactly where you're coming from when you said, you know, I finally seen it grow a new leaf. You know, because when I tell you, go back and watch a video of this plant. When I first placed it in this, and this still doesn't have a lot of leaf. This sucker had four. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the leaves that it had. That's it. And it is giving me some new growth. But yeah, I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. So don't give up. Okay, I don't have any questions about my micing, but I am so good. But what I do see here is a couple people went out and found some, and you know, congrats. And I love that plant. It is a very beautiful, easy plant. Comment. I just bought my second recipe Begonia, and on my way of killing him as well. Yours looks so pretty and healthy. That comment is by Sonia. I always think, Sonia Ism. Look, send me a picture or leave a comment here. Ask your question. I will be more than happy to give you my take on it. And I also recommend that you go check out the YouTuber Betsy Begonia. I think that's her name. I've seen a couple of her videos, but she might have, so I can't tell you exactly what video to go to, but she calls herself Betsy Begonia because she loves begonias, and that's what her videos center around. With me, I did find the tip from, you know, the tip of just I decided not to plant my, because I thought the same thing you thought, that I'm going to kill this begonia. Why bother up-potting it? And when the begonia didn't die in a couple of days, I was like, all right. When it had still hung around for a couple of weeks, I was like, okay, what am I doing? And that's what led me to do research, and that's what led me to, I checked out her video first, and then I got online and I did some research, and I'm hoping I'm bringing this information to you. But the main thing with your begonia, don't repot it. Don't repot it. It can be in I think a begonia medium light, and what I mean by that is indirect sunlight in a shade area with humidity if you put it outside. And you know what, and it doesn't have to be, and if you put it in a bright room, surround it with plants that are taller than it, it will get filtered light, and it will provide shade, and it will also help with humidity. You do not have to have a humidifier directly blowing on that begonia, so don't do it. A simple, maybe a bowl full of pebbles with some rocks in it near it, and grouping it with other plants is sufficient. Those are my tips about begonias, because I ain't gonna talk too much about begonias, y'all, because y'all know I'm good for killing them. So I thought I had more questions. I was wrong. But I really wanted to respond to the questions that I did have, because I think it's just, and sometimes I just think it's important that you guys know that if I don't answer your comment, and at the very least, I just try to at least leave a thumbs up. It's because right now, this is a very hectic week, and well, it's a little bit of a hectic month, and of course I decided to add a little bit more on to the plate, which is cool. But I want to encourage you guys to ask me questions, because I loaded up a begonia video today. I'm going to load this one up. I'm going to try to load this one up. Then the next one that is going to get loaded up is African Mass, Holly. Is that one. And then after that one, we're going back to easy plants, because I don't have a lot of hard ones. But they're hard for me. I do have a couple more, but I think it's important to know that there's a lot of easy plants, beautiful easy plants out there that will just relax you with minimum care. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and please keep your questions coming. And I will do this again in the middle of in this series. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. If I have, for this one, I only had 3 or 4 questions, and that was enough for me to make a video about them. So, yep, just get me to 3, 4, and I'll come back with a quick video on it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And see, I need to tell y'all what I'm drinking. Guess. Bye.